This week on the StressLess Camping RV podcast, Tony talks to Troy Snyder with RVTrader.
Yeah, he has all kinds of great insights as to what's happening in the market. And if you're looking to maybe upgrade your RV or sell the RV you have or things like that, Troy's got some great insight.
We also have a must-have gadget for all RVers.
Yep, and we share our experiences going to 2 RV factories this past week.
I'm Peggy.
And I'm Tony, and we're 2 RV industry veterans who travel part-time
In a small trailer.
looking to share big adventures and help you with great tips,
Tricks.
and discounts. And this week we are in Shipshewana,
We are back in
Indiana.
Shipshewana. You've heard us say that a lot of times because we really like this campground, and of course we really like this area.
Yeah,
And of course we really like working and playing when there are things to do in this area. So we're in the Shipshewana area to do some work, and you'll hear some traffic. Hopefully we hear just as many horses clip-clopping by as we do cars, but I don't know.
yeah. We picked these sites at the Shipshewana Trading Post campground specifically because they're right on the road, and the Amish ride up and down the road with their buggies.
And we just love the clip-clop sound.
Yesterday there was this group. There's a buggy, an open buggy, and it had 3 rows of seats, and it was all fairly young Amish girls. They were trucking. So, it's good to know that Amish teenagers like to drive fast just like every other teenager on the planet. So, I heard a funny joke that reminds me.
Uh-oh.
What's the difference between an RV transporter and you and your RV? 40 miles an hour.
40 miles an hour. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, go.
Oh, go.
Oh, go.
We're both going to say the same thing. So this week, as we're traveling, which we do quite a bit, we listen to podcasts. And one of the podcasts we listen to
StressLess Camping.
is StressLess Camping. But another one that we listen to is A Perfect Scam. And it's actually promoted or produced by AARP.
Yeah, we're far too young
way
to know
too young.
anything about
Yeah,
AARP.
like not that we understand AARP.
Oh, yeah.
But their podcast is quite good, and it talks about scams. And this week's Perfect Scam was about toll road scams.
Yeah.
And how you might get a text that says, "Hey, you're the one that his example was your $6.67 toll road fee for Washington is going to be $66.70 if you don't pay it in 13 days."
Yeah, and so what happens is people click on that or tap on that link on their phone.
Because it's a real concern.
Text, and then they pay it, figuring, I only got away with $6.67. And instead, you are getting hosed because now they have your credit card numbers and all
Right.
that. So
It truly is a concern. I still think that we missed a toll, but I have been checking the website like every few weeks to see if we owe a toll. And I don't remember now if it was Indiana or Illinois, but I have it saved on my computer. And nothing has ever come up. And if I got a text that said your Indiana toll is going to triple or 10 times, I might be tempted to click on that as well.
yeah, so anyway, there's some really good information. And if you're an email newsletter subscriber, there's 2 reasons to do so this week. One is we have a link to that podcast and to our podcast about an RV toll pass.
Well, not our
Not
podcast, our article.
It's an article, right, about our RV toll pass. And 2, there was 2 reasons. We're giving away a TST tire pressure monitoring system.
Right.
So
So that article about the toll pass, it's a gadget that you can buy, like those toll transponders that kind of like you might get one for your state, but this is one for RVers that works like on 99% of all the toll roads in the state or something like that. It's good. It's, anyway, the details are in there, but it's something that might be worth having if you travel through a lot of states with toll roads.
yeah. Well, we also got to spend time with our friends Ben and Scott and Stacy.
Yeah,
from
and Justin.
And Justin.
And
Yeah, I
Mike.
guess they were all there from ABC Upfitters. And something that we talked about that we have used in the past, these really capable lithium and solar battery systems have a lot of advantages to them. One of those is, let's say you're camping at your brother-in-law's house.
Let's
and
say.
he runs your an extension cord out from the garage and to your trailer, and you're going to boondock for a week. Not that we know anything about this exact scenario.
No, not at all.
But then you think about it, and that same circuit has the beer fridge on it. So if your trailer is designed, or your RV is designed to pull 30 amps out of the wall, these lithium and solar systems will pull 30 amps out of the wall. And so if you get that extension cord, bam, that circuit's gone, right? It's going to pop the circuit. So one of the many capabilities of this system is to be able to set the incoming amperage to a lower than 30 amps. And why would you want to do that? Well, if you're plugged into a bad shore power, or if you're plugged into an extension cord. And it's neat because it works by using the reserve battery power, if you're getting any solar, that's solar, and the power from the wall to make it so that it's as if you're plugged into a 30 amp. And it really balances that out. We also saw a post this week where someone had the power package from ABC Upfitters, and they were at a campground and the power went out. And they were just humming along like nothing happened. And that's happened to us a number of times.
That has happened to us where we didn't even know the power had gone out. We had the inverter on. We just used it, and all of us, something weird happened, like in the morning.
Yeah, we had run the fireplace all night long on battery.
Yeah, because we didn't realize, and then all of a sudden we realized we had like 12% battery, and we were fine.
What happened?
But it was just strange that we didn't. I think I happened to look out the window and see
the
red
was
dog
off.
on the Hughes Power Watchdog, and said, "Well, what's that doing red?"
Yeah. So anyway, these systems are more than just for boondocking. There's a lot that you get with these packages that really enable easier and better camping. And so if you've been thinking, I want a lithium power system, or I want a solar system, and you really want something that works well and also has more benefits than just camping off the grid, although that's a heck of a benefit.
Yeah.
The folks at ABC Upfitters are really good people. They sell an exceptional product, and they answer your questions. They're honest people, so you can reach them at 574-333-3225.
And they also have a new website, we will post the link for that. And also, we talk a lot about that it's, personalized. They'll do a personal whatever it is that you need, how much power you think you need. And Bill, just this week, upgraded. When he first put the package in, he didn't need that much solar, and now he's decided he wants more solar, and so he got a new
he got three more panels
and a new charge controller. I couldn't think of that word. A new something.
He was their first upfit.
That's right.
And it just shows how flexible these systems are. He didn't have to get a whole new system. He was just able to add to the system he had to make it more in line with his style of camping.
Yep.
So again, give our friends at ABC Upfitters a call if you're at all solar or lithium curious. 574-333-3225.
Cool.
Well, what if you want a new rig, but you have to sell your old rig? Or what if you're like, I wonder how much my rig is worth.
Can't imagine that situation. Oh, wait. Yes, I can.
Yeah. I got to speak with Troy Snyder, who's the Vice President of Digital Retailing and Private Marketplace at RVTrader. And we explained who RVTrader is. One thing, though, I don't know what the heck happened to my mic, but it's not the clarity it does. And I apologize. We're pretty picky about mics and sound quality here and all of that. And this doesn't, it's unfortunate because Troy is a great guest. So, but anyway, with that being said.
Yeah, just listen to the Troy part and try to get through the Tony part.
Yeah, that's what people probably do anyway.
Probably do. Here's Troy.
I am with Troy Snyder, the Vice President of Digital Retailing and Private Marketplace for RVTrader. So, Troy, welcome, first of all.
Hey, Tony, thank you. I'm very pleased to be hanging out with you.
Likewise. Um, Now, for our audience who doesn't know what RVTrader is, maybe we should start with that because it's quite a unique resource.
Yeah, that's a really good place to start. And simply put, RV Trader is an online marketplace where we have buyers and sellers shopping and attempting to transact new and pre owned RVs of any class and every class. To give you an idea of the size, today there's about 190 listings up on RVTrader.com. So it is the largest marketplace that you can find online. And travel trailers, fifth wheels, Class A, B, C, you name it. We have depth of new and used listings for shopping from dealers as well as from private party folks like you and I attempting to sell and transact out of their driveway.
Yeah, I found when I was working at the dealership, if I'm not mistaken, RVTrader actually was sort of the horsepower behind our website. And when we posted a new RV on our website, boom, it was instantly on RVTrader.
That's correct. So we call that a feed, and that's where we can tap into a dealer's inventory and pipe those listings with all the details from photos and descriptions and pricing, send that right into the rvtrader.com website and display it for consumers to shop.
That that's pretty cool. And then as you know, I see the question a lot, where's the best place to sell my RV? And I say, well, I would start at RVTrader. And you have a number of tools that minimize scams and all the things people are concerned about.
Yeah, Tony, that's a good question there, and I don't want to just give you the RV trader answer. There's lots of places that RV owners could sell their RV, and there's pros and cons of every outlet. With RV trader, one of the biggest benefits is the audience size. So we'll see 5 to 7 million people come through the site every month, primarily looking to purchase, of course, those looking to sell as well. So we've got that size, but with that size, and you mentioned the fraud there, online scams are real, and part of our responsibility is to keep people safe while they're shopping and while they're buying online. So we have layered in fraud detection and fraud prevention and scam prevention to make this ecosystem as safe and secure as possible. And that's on the buyer side, making sure that vehicles that are listed are legitimate, they are real, there's an owner there looking to sell. And on the seller side, making sure if they're contacted from a buyer, that it is actually a true buyer intender. It's not somebody trying to scam the system. So we take that very seriously. It's something that we have even applied AI technology to make it as aggressive as possible. These scammers will try just about anything, and we are there to create that shield, keep everybody safe. But that is a real part of operating a marketplace that we take very seriously.
Yeah, that's something I think is the big fear of buyers is you hear all these scams where, especially like in the rental housing market, people will rent a house and then they didn't really own it, or they're not, and their money just goes poof. And it's good that there are those kind of protections on RVTrader. Um, my recommendation usually to people selling an RV is I always say put an ad on RVTrader and then put one also on Facebook Marketplace and just generate interest. But you guys you're the big daddy rabbit because there's people all over the country. So if you, especially if you have something unusual, that's the place to list it because you may not find the buyer ultimately is local. It may be from halfway across the country or something.
That's true, and that's how I see it as well. Facebook is certainly there, huge marketplace. But RVTrader, we specialize in RV sales and being there with unparalleled support to help people with their RV listing and buying. So we have teams fully dedicated to the RV industry, and that knowledge depth goes back decades. So we feel we are the right place to help you sell your RV and not just do it safely, but merchandise your RV well, get the best price for it that you possibly can. Those are things we're dedicated to that other marketplace sites will never provide you.
Well, and you also have personalized recommendations. How does that work?
That's right. So we have a brand new tool that we've built. Part of my role, I lead a software development team, and we are constantly looking at better ways for people to buy and sell and transact within our marketplace. And about 5 weeks ago, we just released a new tool that makes the listing process as simple and easy as possible. Literally just a few clicks in 4 or 5 minutes, and you can have a full listing, a full ad for your RV published out on our marketplace. And we do use a lot of technology and AI on the back end so that you have this very clean, seamless experience that's intuitive as well. Our whole goal is to make that so easy that in 5, 6, 7 clicks, you could have your Class B listed. And basically, once we know the year, make, and model of your vehicle, we do what's called data mapping on the back end. And I won't go too deep into the technology there, but essentially, once we know those three basic pieces of your RV, we can spawn things like the full specs, number of slide outs, capacity, you name it, all of that we can spawn on the back end for you. So we're essentially creating your ad in the background for you with just a couple of inputs from the RV owner looking to sell. On the AI side of things, we now have launched the ability to write full write-ups or descriptions on your RV just based on a few inputs, including adding like mileage. This AI system will write a few paragraphs of write-up for you. That's where we can pick up speed in terms of listing your RV. So we're using some technology, we're using AI, all to spawn this beautifully merchandised RV listing just based on year, make, and model.
That's fascinating. And you have all the floor plans, sort of, I guess, in stock, all the those schematic drawings of the floor plans and the specs and all of that. So if it's a 2022 Rockwood Mini Lite 2205, for example, there's already a lot of that data there to help provide that information to a prospective buyer or seller.
That's right. So we didn't want to make our users take the time and attempt to add things like the weight of their RV. Who actually knows the weight of their RV? Nobody does. So just based on a couple few inputs, there's 40 or 50 specs that we can pull in specifically to your unit, sparing you the headache of trying to research all that and enter it in online or our app. We just do it automatically for you. That's the big bonus from using all that technology today.
Wow, that's helpful. And right now, I suspect RV sales are probably new RV sales are down. But I this is the part that fascinates me is you guys have the stats on what's selling, what's trending, and that's where, those are the exciting things to me is that kind of information. So
Yeah,
how do you see things going right now.
We, being RV industry geeks, we nerd out on all the data points as well, not just having a deep interest in what's happening in the RV environment, but how do we react to the macroeconomic factors and build better products for people, because we need to be there for consumers. We need to be there for dealers. And it's not just about building software, but we need a good understanding of what's happening. And to give you a couple of hard facts, we'll look at just retail registrations for June. We've got a recorded 35,000. That's down 21% year over year against last June. So just that one data point gives you a signal of how sluggish and cautious the consumer sentiment is at the current time. We've got retail selling prices down about 9%. And now there's a couple of positive signals that we're seeing that I do want to mention. It's not all dark gloom here. If we look at some specific pre-owned values in segments, like travel trailer values are up 6%. That's our biggest segment on RVTrader, I'll mention. So that's a pretty powerful signal to us that things may be coming back around. We've got fifth wheels up 4%, Class A's up 3%, camping trailers up 8%, truck campers up 5%. So that's a handful of positive signals. Those macroeconomic factors are still very real in terms of interest rates, inflation. So again, we're studying what we can. We're trying to be there for our consumers. But even through these tough economic times, we've maintained almost 200,000 listings within our marketplace. So there's still energy there. It's just that hesitation to actually transact that we're paying closer and closer attention to. But happy that some positive signals are starting to surface here.
Yeah, I'm getting more and more interest. Just mine is all unscientific. You guys have the real numbers because you're the place to put the ads, and my unscientific perspective is that there is more interest, and I think a lot of people bought RVs during COVID, and now they're like, what's out there? And I see the RV industry with some really exciting new stuff. I just saw prototypes of I can't talk about it, but man, there's some neat stuff in the very near future. They are responding quite well to this. So
Agreed. And some of those signs that we're seeing, some of the interest is gravitating towards more of the eco-friendly RV options out there. So electric, hybrid, great to see this coming into the RV and rec industries from automotive. People are caring about a lower carbon footprint. That's a very good thing to see. We're seeing excitement around solar accessories, solar panels, enabling RVers to be out and about and go greater distances. So this is very exciting. We were predicting this, but we've got some hard stats on this now too. 37% of RV dealers noted an increase in demand for eco-friendly RVs in a recent dealership industry trends report. That's 37%. That's some deep interest that the industry shouldn't ignore. We all have to start to respond to that, deliver to consumers what they're seeking. But pretty exciting to see. This is likely where the future is going to take us.
well, you're talking to me, and I am sitting here on full battery and solar, including our
Very cool.
Starlink. So there you go. And for me, it's more opening up where I can camp. Sure, I can park camp like everybody else, but I can also use Harvest Host and Boondockers Welcome and all those other off-grid things. And just how good these systems have become is remarkable to me. It's if you're interested in camping without hookups, boy, it's almost not a disadvantage in terms of what you can do.
Right. And your distance, your flexibility, this is what RVers are demanding, and the technology will deliver. It's an exciting time to see this segment of the industry take off.
Yeah, it's neat. I dig it, of course, but
It is
I'm a
cool.
geek, so you're seeing travel trailer, you're seeing all segments kind of starting to pick up a little bit, which is surprising, but is there one that really is standing out more than others?
Camping trailers seem to be in the lead here in terms of pre-owned valuations. So and that usually happens in response to demand. So we're seeing consumer demand around pre-owned camping trailers begin to pick up, and that's a welcome trend because almost every segment had been on the decline for several quarters. And so nice to see the industry starting to jump on the camping trailers here again.
Yeah, I think Lippert just reported that their sales are up, and they're the big industry supplier. So if
Good.
people are buying more pieces, that means they're building more product and means seeing more ads on RVTrader.
It's good to see that movement throughout the entire food chain there. It's healthy for everybody, including consumers, parts suppliers, manufacturers, listing sites like RVTrader. It's healthy for everybody.
So another thing I think that's nifty about RVTrader is you have reviews, and so if you're looking at, I don't know, whatever RV, there's likely both consumer reviews and professional reviews available as well.
That's right. We probably have one of the largest databases of rating and review content online, specifically for RVs within every class. And this is unbiased input. So you get to read what your peers are saying about any type, any year, make, model of RV out there. And that was our full intention, was don't get in the way. Let's let our peers discuss and give their honest feedback on any RV type. The purpose of this is to assist with the shopping experience. So we're dedicated to being that expert resource, and we want to help make the most educated buying decisions out there, not just facilitate the transaction, but the months leading up to the purchase decision. How can we be the best partner in that experience and give that type of content as well? Not just spec data about models you're interested in, but how are people using and experiencing the RV in real life? So we're not just about listing for sale, but also providing content and expertise to help you make not just the best experience, but a purchase that's going to make you happy. That is the ultimate point, is make an educated shopping experience that delivers on your wants and needs, makes you a happy camper, a stressless camper, if you will.
Oh, very good. Yeah, I like all of the research tools that are available. So as you're shopping for your next RV or your first RV, you can see all this information there, and it's fun to see what people have to say. I go there a lot. Just
Good and bad.
it's
Yeah.
it's yeah. Sometimes some of the individual reviews are like, whoa.
Yeah, and you have to take some of it with a grain of salt. You're going to have some RV owners that just aren't happy with their purchase. So I'd encourage reading more than one, get a good baseline of the vibe, and you'll quickly see what the reputation of a specific model is pretty quickly. So I encourage everyone, read a handful. They're quick reads, plus you can see some ratings there for simplicity.
Yeah, it's like buying stuff on Amazon. You look at the the most enthusiastic and the least enthusiastic and see if there's a common thread. And
That's
sometimes
right.
people are just upset and they just need a place to vent. So,
That's right. Yeah, it is that Amazon type environment, and there's so much to consider with an RV. So don't be discouraged by a bad review. Keep reading.
yep, yep, that's true. And then there's also professional RV reviews, and I have been fortunate enough to provide some of those to RVTrader. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, there's well-respected experts in the industry, Tony, such as yourself, that have a deep understanding, and people trust your feedback. So it's a balance. It's not just about a an owner review, but understanding what do individuals such as yourself that have a broad view of the industry, from manufacturers down to models, uses of each model, that's of high value as well. So it is a balanced review piece of content that we publish, and don't just read the owner reviews, but seek with the professionals, those that have decades of experience with many manufacturers, specific models, even model years, and things that have changed and new features that it may have been broadcast out at conventions and industry shows. Bringing all that knowledge and insight in as well just creates a well-rounded review and rating environment. And we try to keep it as unbiased as possible. We don't have an angle, RVTrader. We just want it to be there for shopping influence, but deeply educational.
Yeah. Well, that's a great way to shop. Um, is there anything that I neglected to ask you that you'd like to share with our audience?
Just some exciting things on the horizon that the team is currently working on to make this buying and selling experience on RVTrader even more robust. So we are currently writing the software to introduce full vehicle history reports for the listings that we have. And this would educate a buyer on things like RV title status, odometer reading, were there any accidents on this particular RV, what's the warranty detail, recalls, are there any liens. So we are pulling in every data point that the DMV has on individual RV VINs, and we're going to make that available for shoppers and buyers so they get some good depth on this vehicle, not just from the listing, but what is the history of this RV. So that will be available very soon. We're also going to introduce consumer financing. So with the average purchase price being around $60,000, it's not uncommon for buyers to need some loan assistance there. So we're going to have a very simple financing mechanism that will provide a loan for just about any credit score there is. So it'll be full credit lending within the platform, very easy, one simple application that you complete. We route that to many different lenders, and we respond back to the shopper buyer with lending options. So again, this is us doing our part to be the subject matter experts in the RV world. Let us bring you vehicle history reports. We're going to bring you financing. And one other element that we're going to bring in is inspection capability. So if you would like to order an in-person inspection of the RV that you're considering, we can send out a pro and they will review that RV from front to back, engine, transmission, interior, paint, tires, wheels, noises, vibrations. It is a thorough inspection service that we're going to be bringing in. And then lastly, looking a little bit further ahead, we are going to enable full online transactions. So not just shopping, not just shopping and sending a lead into a seller, if you will, but we're going to light up instant payments and even DMV docs and titling all within this ecosystem. So Tony, going back to that question about what makes us different than other marketplaces, there is no other marketplace online that will deliver all this service and convenience in one place online for you. That's our commitment to buyers and sellers.
I mean, that will take the whole pain point out of private selling your RV. I mean, that's why, I mean, that'll be absolutely game changing when you finish all that. And the
It's true.
inspection, I always recommend, if you're buying even new RVs, have it professionally inspected. But a lot of people then are, well, I don't know where to get an inspector, and having access to that. These are all really, each of those is a significant aspect. Combining them is a game changer.
Right. With our space being online, we want to provide that buyer confidence, and you're buying a pre-owned unit from someone you may have not ever met before. So what could we possibly do for the experience to provide that confidence, that security, and please both buyer and seller at the same time? Our goal is to make that transaction as convenient as possible. So this is the tech and the data and the services that we will be launching here very soon, Tony, and I'll keep you updated on status. We're pretty excited to get this stuff launched and get the market's reaction to it.
Oh, I know what the reaction will be, but I can see why you're so excited. I mean, that's really impressive.
Cool. We think so too.
Yeah. Well, Troy, I've really appreciated you taking some time to talk with us. I with all these changes, I'm sure you're burning the midnight oil, but thanks for making some time for us. I'd love to have you back regularly to talk about the market and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that would be my pleasure. This kind of stuff excites us. We geek out on it. And next time I'll bring some additional data points that I think are relevant and some product updates, and we'll have a good call.
Sounds good. I look forward to that and appreciate your time.
All right. Thank you, Tony. Have a wonderful day. Thanks again.
You as well.
More than 50% of RVers suffer from CD, many without even knowing it.
I used to get excited before our RV trips, but then I started having issues. Camping issues. And it wasn't just affecting me. It was upsetting her, too.
Camping dysfunction, or CD, can affect any RVer, anytime, anywhere. But you no longer have to suffer in silence. You can take action.
That's when I found out about Harvest Host. It's a network of more than 5,000 small businesses coast to coast where RVers can stay. Farms, wineries, breweries, attractions.
With maximum privacy and safe, beautiful settings, 9 out of 10 doctors recommend habit-forming Harvest Host as the cure for sad camping. Do not try a Harvest Host if you're allergic to Harvest Host. Having fun, loving where you camp. Side effects may include fewer arguments, better sleep, supporting small business, and even bow chicka wow wow. Harvest Hosts, a more satisfying way to camp.
Don't forget, we do have a discount for a Harvest Host membership, and it ties in really well with ABC Upfitters. I kind of think we have a trend here.
You think?
Yeah.
ABC, Harvest Host, ABC. Do.
So this week, or last week rather, we were at the Frog Rally, as you probably already know, and we found out our neighbor who has the same trailer as we have. You may have seen the video that Tony did of our trailer. Tony and Tina did of our trailer, and we did of theirs. And one of the things Tony found out was that the outriggers on his frame, a few of them had come loose. And basically the way a trailer frame works is it's two long beams for the most part, and there are these what they call outriggers, which are thinner pieces of metal that extend beyond the frame and kind of hold the sides and wall up. Well, some of his had come off, and Lipper actually came and welded them back on.
Yep.
And one of the things that the Lippert dude said is he doesn't like seeing bike racks on the back of trailers, which we are very guilty of.
Yeah.
In fact, we have a Lippert Kurt bike rack that we really like.
Right.
And he said that weight extending back past the trailer and wiggling a lot is really can be injurious to the frame. Again,
The way he said it to me was that 300-pound, our bumpers, our 300-pound bumpers, they should be able to hold 300 pounds, but they're kind of intended to be snugged up against the back wall, not like cantilevered out for miles.
Right.
Or for however many feet a bike rack is.
Right. So anyway, the bottom line is if you have a RV, go underneath and just look for rust and cracks and any frame damage that may happen. I mean, we all have driven the roads here in this country, and some of them are pretty bad. And that makes it pretty harsh on your RV as it is. So just as routine maintenance, go underneath and check your frame.
Yeah, as part of your 30-day or your 90-day or whatever list, put that on your maintenance list and make sure that everything is all cool underneath.
Hunky and dory.
Hunky and dory.
We also got to spend a week with Mike Sokol, and he and I talked about a bunch of stuff, but something that we brought up again was cleaning the connectors on your shore power plug.
Mm-hmm.
You're plugging 30 or 50 amp, you're plugging that thing in and out all the time, and those pedestals get plugged in and out all the time, and it just gets schmutz on them. They just get dirty. So we recommend a product called Deoxit, which is a contact cleaner. It's like a really good quality contact cleaner, and it's in a wee little bottle. And
it lasts forever.
Yeah.
Because all it takes is a little spritz once in a while.
And so just periodically spritz the contacts on your shore power plug and where the shore power plug shore power plug is plugged into your RV.
Whoosh.
Man, that was hard to say. And if you have a surge suppressor, which I hope you do, and I hope it's the Hughes Power Watchdog, keep that clean. And even I've spritzed that Deoxit into pedestals on many, many occasions.
Yeah, because you don't know where those things have been. I mean, you know where they've been.
Yeah, we just don't know who's been there.
Messing with them.
So, anyway, it's just a good piece of routine maintenance is to clean your contacts periodically. Because if you don't, they can get dirty, which means they can get hot, and then they can actually melt.
Yeah.
And that can cause fires, and that's just no good.
Fires and RVs do not go well together.
No, and actually, I've seen where people say, oh, my contacts melted, my surge suppressor didn't do anything. That's because you weren't having a surge or a low voltage. You were just having a poor connection, which caused heat, which may cause fire. So
right.
Be careful out there and keep your contacts clean and shiny.
Do you have an RV to tell us about today?
No, but we had some fun looking at how RVs are built last week.
Didn't we, though?
It was interesting because we got to see one of the factories we went to was Alliance RV. And they have, I think many in the RV industry are just jealous of those factories. They are huge.
They are
and
huge.
Immaculate. And they have a lot of things that they're doing that enable the team to work less hard. So,
okay.
Remember they had the nose cone lifter thing?
Yeah, with like suction, and then a machine lifted it up.
Yeah, so they're not lifting as much and bending as much and doing all this tedious manual labor that really kind of
It wears on the body.
Yeah, it wears you out over time.
I mean, you know of carpal tunnel syndrome, so anybody could get tedium pain or problems from the smallest muscles and bones to if you're lifting nose caps all the time, right? Your arms and your chest and your shoulders and your back and really are getting a bad workout.
Yeah. So it was interesting to see the things that they had put into place to alleviate that, they also air condition their factory, which might sound like, well, duh, but no.
Not all of them do.
Most of them are not air
Yeah.
conditioned. They're just hot and sweltery.
Of course, it is Indiana. It's never that hot.
Well,
but inside
it's
a metal
humid.
building, it probably feels
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
hot. And it's usually very humid.
Yeah, and you're probably
yeah.
moving and running and all of that. So
Sure.
it's no light. So I was just pretty impressed with that. Another thing they had, oh, here comes a horse and
clip-clop.
buggy. I think that was a bride. I don't know. Anyway, another thing they had was this shaken machine. And when an RV comes out of their factory, it goes on this thing, and they vibrate the living daylights out of it to test how it was built. We didn't get to see it in action, which is unfortunate. I would have loved to have seen that.
But he said that building just shakes all day long.
Yeah, yeah, just testing make sure everything is put together properly. So that was kind of cool. So, yeah, we really enjoyed visiting Alliance, and thank you, Joe. You're a good guy. I've known Joe since he was a muckety-muck at Forest River, and now he's the VP of marketing for Alliance.
Ooh.
Yeah. He took us on a nice tour. Tony and Tina did a couple of walkthrough videos.
Yeah.
And I did a RV review after that. And so we'll put links in the show notes to that. And you'll also, if you subscribe to our weekly newsletter, we'll put links to their video reviews as well. So last week, our question of the week on our fun and friendly StressLess Campers Facebook group was, have you met up with others who share your RV brand? Because we were at Frog.
That's right. We were at the Frog Rally.
Forest
and
River Owners Group.
Forest River Owners Group, which of course Bill was also, and Kevin, and
Tony and Tina,
but they didn't answer, so I forgot to say that. Cheryl said that she runs into Grand Design family all over the place. In fact, Cheryl is going to be here getting ready for the Grand Design Rally, so we'll get to see her later this week. Vintage Airstreams is what who Ingle likes to hang out with.
Ingle has a neat vintage Airstream, but the whole vintage RV community is really active, and you can find vintage RV rallies and Airstream rallies and other rallies at our home on the web. We have a whole RV event calendar that Peggy really works to keep up to date. And if you have an RV show that's not there, let us know.
Please let us know.
There's a Philly Outie form for that.
Russ said he's waiting to see another Ember in the wild so that he can hang out with them. Jeff and Holly met a Mini Light couple, and they still stay in touch. And Sandy has a Born Free Class C that has a small but mighty national club. So that's cool. So that is
dueling
a
Amish
good
buggies.
list.
There's one going
coming
the
and
other
one
direction.
going. So thank you for answering that question of the week. This week our question of the week is nothing personal about this one.
Nothing that hits close to home here.
I'm not asking for a friend. Do you look at new models of RVs, maybe look online and daydream about owning such RVs?
I think that, well, I won't answer here. I will answer as you may as well.
I think that a lot of people probably say, well, up until last week, I said, heck no, absolutely not. I love our RV. I don't want to trade. I'm not thinking about anything else. So is that you, or do you always go, ooh, I wonder what it would be like to get in that new model or that new year model? And look at the change they made for 2025. I wish I could be in that one. How fun is that?
Yeah, you can answer at our Fun and Friendly StressLess Campers Facebook group. And heck, even put a link to what you're looking at.
Yeah, please.
Maybe if I've reviewed it, I'll put a link to that.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Maybe I'll daydream about what it would be like to stay in one.
No. Well, you can answer that at our StressLess Campers Facebook group, which we really have remained fun and friendly.
Did you know that once a week we send out a newsletter, and we only send out one newsletter because that's how much time we have to send out newsletters? You can get on that free list by going on StressLessCamping.com. Look at the bottom of any page, and there's a link that you can sign up. And you should be on the newsletter list because we have a TST tire monitoring system.
Yeah, we're looking at it now.
Yeah, I was looked away so I could read it and remember what it was called. So we are going to be giving that away in the next few weeks. So if you're not on the newsletter list, you're not going to get a newsletter that says, hey, you're the winner.
Yeah. Well, we are going to pick one winner from
I mean, you're not all
right.
going to get that
No.
anyway, but
Be very
if you're not
careful
on the
about that.
list, you are definitely not going to get that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And you'll find the show notes for this episode 269, on the podcast page at StressLessCamping.com. What else would I find there?
What else could we find there? Perhaps maybe the deals and discounts page for all the deals and discounts on things that you need for your stressless camping adventure.
And if you don't want to miss a future episode of the Stressless Camping Podcast or an RV that's rolling by, it's completely free. I don't know what I'm saying.
You're full of what?
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
It's free to subscribe.
On any podcast capture. And we are saving you a seat around our virtual campfire. And did you know a review will help others find this podcast, which helps us expand our audience, brings on lots of new people, and that means maybe better deals and discounts, more deals and discounts.
We sure are grateful for the reviews. Keep them coming, folks. And if you've already written a review and you still wish you could help, the way you could really help is if you see something that we post on socials or that we post as a blog post or a podcast episode and you think that other people would get a lot out of it, please feel free to take a copy of that link to that page and share it with your friends and family, answer questions in forums, all those kinds of things. Just share. Get our name out there. That really helps.
Thanks. Or if you could say, what the heck are they thinking? Share that too.
Well,
Thank you again for being here with us this week. Hopefully you enjoyed listening to Troy. I really got a lot out of it, and I'm hoping that we can have him back regularly because that was pretty fascinating, at least for me, but I'm a nerd or a geek or whatever I am.
Whatever you are.
Anyway, with that being said, have a great week and
Stressless camping. This week. Okay. Take two.
What's so funny? I mean, it is funny, but I don't know what it is.
Okay. All right.
We got the yips.
We got the yips.